I felt like I was a little bit of like a fish out of water because I was like, I don't even have a car, I don't have a TV or a computer. Like I just felt like I don't know how to do a lot of things. I'm very analog. And so the one thing I could do was like, be a good student.
Be a good student.
Do your homework and be responsive.
Say it again, I'm taking notes.
Be a good student. Yes, write that down. Read it again.
Read it again. Be a good student.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, hello and welcome back to the Quest for Zest. I'm Clark Underwood and I'm headed to meet paper artist Amanda Witucki. She's making brilliant things out of paper. I'm excited to see how she's doing it, where she's doing it, and just generally how she's making it happen. So I'm gonna head that way. Oh my goodness, look at this. I think that's how you do it. Amanda!
Hi!
Lovely to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Your doorbell is incredible.
It's a charmer. Come on in.
Thanks for having me. What a lovely space.
Thank you.
Goodness.
So this is my studio. This is also where I live. So I store all of my art here, and then I work in my bedroom.
Perfect.
So it's all paper, and I try to work with thicker paper so that way you can touch and it doesn't get damaged. But if you eat chips and you have greasy fingers, no touch.
Don't touch it.
I learned that the hard way.
Just working through the night, potato chips. And
like, oh, doing that again.
Turned into the Dalmatian edition. Just
Yeah.
kept it going.
Totally. So everything that I've been folding today is for my next installation, which is at the Cathedral. That is a co-working space. It's also a gallery. They have events there. It's women-owned, and all of the art inside is from local women artists. It's a pretty cool place.
I looked at some of your earlier work and you were doing more like direct representational stuff, like food out of paper.
Yep.
When did that transition happen from like representational to more like abstract?
I had a wedding business in 2013 to 2015. And so we did whatever people wanted for weddings. It was a heavy focus on paper-based stuff. And then once that business ended, I switched to events. In the middle of all that happening, some people contacted me about hosting like a craft show, like a YouTube series. I was very excited about it, and I had to do interviews where I submitted videos and I had to make stuff for them. Anyway, so I didn't get it, and I was pretty sure it was because I couldn't give them a sense of who I was. And so I decided I'm gonna start a YouTube series where I teach crafts and I'll never get picked over again, you know? So I made 2 videos. One was how to make a really great paper plane, and the other was I was looking for an origami decorative piece you could hang in your home, and that's when I found this. Okay. And as I was creating it, it's made from 2 paper parts, and I just inverted one shape and it flattened, and then it became this. And with my backdrop wedding mindset, I was like, what if I glued a bunch of these together? Then it's like a backdrop. And when that happened, it was like this aha moment. I created them on super large installations, and I contacted, have you heard of Craft Her?
No.
They've rebranded and now it's called the Future Front. So they have this market. I contacted them and was like, hey, can I do this installation in your entrance? And they were like, we can't pay you. And I was like, I figured, but I'll do it anyway. I set my thing up, and then I just took a step back. I'm tearing up thinking about it. It was literally the highlight of my life. We got to watch people come in and what's happening. And I watched people take selfies, take photos of it, and talk about it. And I had never seen that before. And I was I didn't even want to tell them I was the artist. I would oh wow, that's so cool, right? Just to keep spurring it on. And I'm just thank you. That was a fun time in my life because I really did feel like I discovered something that someone else could have discovered, and it was so magical. So that was, and that was my first time making it into something big and then watching people enjoy it. So that was I could just feel that I was on the precipice of a change and I didn't know what it was. And this couple came and they were like, can you do this in our house? And I had never done that. So after that was done, they would send me all these like artist calls for art, and I would kind of tell them like, thank you, but I'm an event designer, I'm not an artist. And they were like, okay. So like after a year of them like, you should apply for this. And I'm like, I don't have art to sell. I make stuff for events. I don't have like things on canvas. My friend, she was like, why don't you just make your modules smaller and put it on a canvas and now it's art? I was like, okay. And then I did, and now I'm here. So those two people I have to thank, the couple and my friend, Ashley Gerke. She's a wonderful person.
That's cool. Well, you were already like very artistic, making things for these events, and then it was like people who loved art were like, you're an artist, and it sounds like you pushed back for a while.
Yep, for a year.
For a whole year.
Yep.
And now you're like having great success. So you went from being specifically event driven,
yeah,
to doing art for anyone to look at it.
Yeah.
Which I think is brilliant. Weddings are special, but it's a one night deal and it's for one closed private event. Like now your stuff's being seen all over, and the colors you choose, the way you put it together, like you can't not smile, and more people deserve to smile. So it's really, I'm glad you made the shift into the art world.
Yeah.
And for that to happen, like you had to seek out that first, hey, can I do this installation? I have this idea. Mm-hmm. It's like you seem like a very like go get 'em kind of person. How has that been in your art journey? Like I'm gonna call these people and see if they'll let me do this for free.
Yeah. So with the wedding business, it was called the Confetti Committee. I felt like I was a little bit of like a fish out of water, because I was like, I don't even have a car, I don't have a TV or a computer. Like I just feel like I don't know how to do a lot of things. I'm very analog. And so the one thing I could do was like be a good student. So I was constantly doing homework and getting a sense of how those blogs worked. And I kind of got a sense of like, during certain holidays or seasons, they show like styled shoots. And our very first big styled shoot I wanted to do in the transition of fall or summer to fall. Mm-hmm. And we did it right at the middle of summer, and they submitted it to one of the biggest blogs. It's literally gonna be up in 2 weeks. That's never happened before. And I was like, yeah, because it's either now or next year, so they're gonna do it. So I kind of like had these little lucky moments where I feel like my finger was on the right pulse at the right time. And I've taken that mindset with me to this. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Be a good student.
Be a good student.
Do your homework and be responsive.
Say it again, I'm taking notes.
Be a good student. Yes, write that down.
Mm-hmm.
Read it again.
Be a good student.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah.
When you say be a good student, what are you studying now?
What I'm trying to figure out in this next year is ways to ship my art, because I'm currently not shipping very much. I've had issues with it getting damaged.
Sure.
So I need to be able to ship my art because I'm gonna tap out Austin eventually. And then I need to find ways to make what I'm making more stable and more perfect. So I've now been using a UV spray so that they don't fade over time. I'm now varnishing my canvases so the paint doesn't fade, using higher quality paints, learning about that kind of stuff.
Well, I like how strategic you are. Like thinking, I have found success, but it will run out if I don't figure out this step, and I don't figure out this step. Yeah.
My dad said, always be a little thirsty,
mm-hmm.
so keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's my big plan for next year, and I'm also gonna start doing workshops. I kind of resisted that at first,
mm-hmm.
Because there was a part of me that had this like fear of like, if I teach everyone how to make it, then I won't be in business. Mm-hmm. But that's not true. Like this shape existed on the internet, and mm-hmm. anyone could have pressed it in the middle and been where I am.
Mm-hmm. I like hearing you, like your approach to your work is so humble of like, I found this shape, someone else could have found it, but like the part that you put into it is like that work ethic and the color choices and the seeking people out to install it. And like, I feel that someone else could have discovered that shape, but no one else could have made like the art practice that you have with it. It's really cool.
And then you'll flip it up the other side, and then the same thing.
Okay, you want to race on this one?
Sure.
Oh, I'm so inaccurate. Oh my gosh. That was incredible. I thought you were joking, just making noises, but you really did that.
Yeah.
Well, it was a great day getting to spend time with Amanda and see all of the awesome paper art that she's making. And so cool to hear her student mentality of like, I do my research, I learn what I can, I apply it, I've studied my craft. And on that note, I'm gonna go do some research of my own, feeling inspired. Thanks, Amanda, and catch you next time on the Quest for Zest.